Hey everyone, April already and a surprisingly good month for Humble Choice games. Let's take a look. First up, Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I first bought this for PS5, then I got it as part of Game Pass, which I forgot about before this video. Now I have it on Steam. By linking my Ubisoft account, I resumed the game in the progress where I was about an hour in, and after a long period of inactivity, I've completely forgotten how to play, fight, and basically stopped playing the game due to being stuck on one encounter. Luckily this time I got through it and I'm now enjoying the game again. It's a fun game, especially if you're a fan of Assassin's Creed. Traversal can be a bit annoying, but once you get used to the flow of it, it's great. I just need to remember how it all works again. There are some annoyances. The Ubisoft software that fires up is annoying, and for me I had to force quit and manually update it to get the game to work. It seems to perform poorly on Steam Deck, but I will keep an eye on that. I'm sure it used to be better than this, but I'm hoping they'll change it in the future. Could just be my settings though. Still, a strong opener. Next up is Daemon X Machina. It's a decent looking game, but I spent most of the initial playtime skipping cutscenes to try and get back to the action. When I got back in control, I found I didn't really enjoy the combat or the gameplay. It felt a lot like the games we had in the early 2000s, and I'm sure a lot of people will like them, but unfortunately I'm not one of them. Now this game seemed fun at the start. Get yourself out of Moria. I made myself some gear, did a little mining, and repaired some stuff, and it was looking to be something I put a whole bunch of time into. Then while playing, after recording all of the footage for this video, I got raided by orcs. Apparently it's a survival crafting game rather than something fun, so every now and then orcs spawn, sometimes inside your base for some reason, and start attacking your stuff. So you have to run back, clear them out, and carry on with whatever you were doing. You can't turn that off either, even when playing by yourself locally instead of online. While the exploration and crafting parts of the game are enjoyable enough, I found the orc raids to be spectacularly annoying and uninstalled the whole game pretty soon afterwards. I haven't got the time for a game that arbitrarily sends nonsense just to drag the gameplay out. This game is written in Godot, so I was immediately on its side. I quickly found that goodwill eroded by awful controls. It'll tell you how to use ASDW to move, but it really just wants you to use A and D, at least early on, to move left and right. You use the mouse to click a bunch of stuff, but sometimes there'll be things you can't click because you're expected to press the spacebar, and then it'll just decide to introduce slowness for the sake of it. For example, you click to pick a speech choice on the texting app, but then you have to press keys on the keyboard to actually have the character type the choice out. That seems needlessly laborious. It turns out this is a visual novel, and it's one that hides that fact much better than others. But my typical problem with visual novels is it slows reading down, which absolutely infuriates both my attention span and my occipital temporal cortex. It's like having a group of people walk really slowly in front of you while you're trying to get somewhere, or not being able to leave the dinner table until your slow-eating sibling finishes their meal with all of the drive and purpose of a dead panda. Some people seem to utterly love this game and the story, and it would probably be grand if the devs had access to more irritable testers. Planet of Lana was one of the first games I played this month, and as a fan of side-scrolling platform puzzlers like Limbo, I really enjoyed this game. It's fairly straightforward, the puzzles aren't too demanding, and it performs really well on Steam Deck, and I've probably spent about 3 hours or so finishing it. Planet of Lana 2 is currently out, so that explains the inclusion here, and you can get it cheaper than Steam on key sites like loaded.com if you want to do that kind of thing. The short version of the story, Lana's people get kidnapped by alien robot type things, and you team up with your weird bear cat dogbert to free your people from invading forces. Good stuff. Next is a tower defense game called Artisan TD. I didn't expect to enjoy it as much as I did, and I played it on and off for another 3 hours after recording footage for this video. Inevitably I got a bit disgruntled with it and uninstalled it, and then reinstalled it, and then uninstalled it, so I'll most likely reinstall it again and play it until I finish it. Quite fun. On paper, this game is for me. It's got a very Terry Gilliam Monty Python animation thing going on. After murdering a bunch of people, you're told to not kill anyone else except for this one guy, so off you go on your merry little way to do that. My initial playthrough had me murdering people instead of choosing to solve puzzles, so I lost. I may return to play it properly and actually win the game. Gameplay aside, there are some things about it as an application that are utterly horrible. The display settings are in the system registry, it seems, and I could only switch the monitor used to display the game. I couldn't for the life of me get it to run in windowed or 1080p. The mouse didn't seem to lock to the monitor either, which when you've got stacked monitors becomes very annoying because your mouse will end up on the wrong screen quite often. I'd probably like it more if the devs address some of the basic usability things. I doubt that's going to happen though. Good animation, nicely sacrilegious, probably worth a play another time once I can get past the initial windowing annoyance. The last game this month is Buddy Simulator 1984. I think I'm part of the target audience for this game. It starts out like a text adventure, which reminds me of a lot of the games I grew up with. Then it opens out into kind of a 2D world. You're guided by an AI of sorts that wants to make a fun story for you, but then it gets a bit creepy. I'm not sure if the genre of this is horror adventure or survival horror, but I've really enjoyed what I've seen so far, and I will be back later in the month to finish it. So that's it. 3 games I enjoyed, 3 games I liked until they annoyed me, and 2 games that I just did not get on with at all. For me, that's better than most months. How about you? Let me know in the comments what you think, if you'll be buying it or bought it already, depending on how long it takes me to finally finish this video, and which games you found interesting. Or keep your secrets. Stay safe, and I'll see you next time.